Welcome to Perfectly Sane! Now, we are welcoming a very special guest, this plant!
Hey, thanks for having me on.
No problem, it's a pleasure to have you on. Now, let's get to the real deep stuff. How do you live?
Excuse me?
You don't eat. In fact, you just sit there. And if the rumors are correct, magically turn sunlight into energy for you to live off of.
Oh, those rumors aren't rumors. It's true. I eat energy. But it's not magic. It's photosynthesis. In fact, my good friend, Mrs. Shiloff, would be happy to explain it to you.
Thank you for your time. After the break, we will ask Mrs. Shiloff all about this mysterious photosynthesis.
Are you tired of being too good at the Rubik's Cube? Then get the unfair Rubik's Cube. It has too many pink blocks and not enough of any other color. And if you buy in the next 30 seconds, you'll get a second one free. And if you're actually able to solve them, you'll get the third one. 3 Rubik's Cubes for the price of 1. Would you like to solve one?
What is this?
It's a Rubik's Cube.
I like Rubik's Cubes. They're fun. Hey, wait a second. There's not enough of the other colors. It's just too much pink. What is this? First I had to deal with that crazy reporter, now this puzzle that doesn't work. Just get me a coffee, man.
Buy the unfair Rubik's Cube.
Welcome back to Perfectly Sane! Last off, we introduced a plant onto the show who actually confirmed photosynthesis. And now we are talking to Mrs. Shiloff, a real-life biology teacher who is here to explain photosynthesis. Mrs. Shiloff?
Yes, thank you for having me on your show to explain this mysterious process of photosynthesis. Once we get to the root of the problem, I'm sure you'll understand.
Moving on?
Okay, let's start with the parts of the plant. Most of the photosynthesis occurs in the leaves. So if we zoom into a leaf, you'll see that there's tiny holes called stomata. The stomata allow carbon dioxide, or CO2, to enter into the plant, and also allows water and oxygen, or O2, to come out of the plant. The stomata are actually surrounded by tiny cells called guard cells, these pink cells here. The guard cells restrict and contract or relax to allow the flow of the carbon dioxide and the water.
Okay, I can see that. But what does that have to do with turning sunlight into, food?
Well, it's not some mysterious process or magical process that they turn light into usable energy. What it is it takes 6 carbon dioxide molecules, 6 water molecules, and the sunlight. The water comes up through the roots of the plant, and the carbon dioxide, as we mentioned, comes in through those stomata. Now, the true place where photosynthesis occurs is in the mesophyll.
The what?
The mesophyll.
The what? Isn't something supposed to happen here?
Yes, there. Oh. Okay, there we go. Now, the mesophyll is this spongy layer within the leaf, okay? There's actually 2 layers of the mesophyll, and the upper layer is called the palisade layer. That's where most of photosynthesis occurs. The palisade layer is filled with tons and tons of little sacs called chlorophyll, which is the most prevalent pigment in the plant.
Pigment?
The pigment is where the photosynthesis actually takes place.
Okay, let's move on. I'm getting hungry and looking forward to some nice lentil and leek soup. Why did they...
Okay, moving on. Within the chlorophyll, there are chloroplasts, these little tiny sacs. And within the chloroplasts, there's stacks and stacks of these thylakoids. The thylakoids stack up to form granums. But within the thylakoid itself, that's where most of the chemical reactions occur.
Well, as usual, the producers are telling me we need yet another commercial break, and we are about to...
Come see the circus, the lions, the acrobats, the people who do weird stuff. Just visit fakewebsite.net to pay a small amount of $3 million to get these tickets. Visit the adventure of a lifetime at the circus.
Wait, we're on?
Yes.
Welcome back to Perfectly Sane. Last off, before the commercial break, we brought on Mrs. Shiloff, the biology teacher, who was talking about photosynthesis and where it occurs. Now we'll truly get to the root of why it happens.
Wait, how? Anyway, photosynthesis occurs and can be split into two main groups. The first being the light reactions over here, and the second being the Calvin cycle, or what's called the dark reactions, over here.
Sounds spooky.
Well, the light reactions occur in the thylakoid membrane. Remember them in the chloroplast?
Oh, yeah. The pancakes in a bag of syrup, right?
If that's how you see it? Yeah, sure. Okay. The light reactions start off by using water and sunlight. The sunlight excites the electrons in the water molecule and kicks off the electron transport train. What happens then is that the H2O molecule, or water, splits into hydrogen and an oxygen. The oxygen molecules then leave the stomata. The hydrogen is used in two ways. One, it combines with the NADP and forms NADPH. And the second is it acts as a catalyst in the ADP synthase, so that ADP is then turned into ATP.
Wait, you lost me. But I'm sure that people at home can help them. So, since they have fancy computers and teachers and all that stuff you don't really need. So, carry on.
Okay. By now, both the NADPH and the ATP are in the stroma outside of the thylakoid membranes. This then moves on to the dark reactions, or the Calvin cycle.
It takes all day?
What?
The Calvin cycle. It's called the dark reactions, right?
Yeah.
So they must happen at night.
No, they happen during the day. At least as long as they're not cam plants.
Okay. Wait, what are cam plants?
Wait, never mind. I'll tell you about that one later. Getting back to this. The NADPH and the ATP are in the stroma, and they're simply used as a way of powering the Calvin cycle, or the dark reactions. They're called the dark reactions because they don't need sunlight. What happens is RUPP combines with carbon dioxide to form PGA. PGA then uses the ATP as energy to create 3-phosphoglycerate. The 3-phosphoglycerate and the NADPH react to form G3P. Actually creates 6 molecules of it. One of the molecules is held on, and then the other 5 molecules are broken down into RUBP and NADP. The NADP and the ADP, which was created when the ATP was used, are then used and moved back into the light cycle. The cycle then repeats one more time to create 2 molecules total of G3P. The G3P is then used to create sugar for the plant. Do you remember when I said that the whole process takes 6 carbon dioxide and 6 water molecules?
Yeah.
Okay, well there's 6 water molecules.
Vaguely.
Those 6 water molecules, or CO2, plus the combination of the 6 the 6 carbon dioxide, CO2, and the 6 water molecules, H2O, combine ultimately to create C6H12O6, which is the G3P molecule. But in order to be balanced, remember we lost some of those O2 oxygen molecules from the light cycle? We lost actually 6 of them.
Oh, wait. Let me think. Oxygen. That's what
Yes.
we breathe in, right?
Yes.
I
Good
got
job.
it right!
Good job. Do you have any other questions?
Actually, I have one more.
Yes.
Why are all plants green in the summer?
Oh boy. Okay. The simple answer is, you remember that chlorophyll we were talking about and how it's the most prevalent pigment in the plant?
Yeah.
Well, if you'll notice, when sunlight is absorbed by the plant, the chlorophyll actually absorbs only some of the light waves that we see. It absorbs all but the green white light wave, and that's why it appears green to us.
Okay. Thank you for your time, Mrs. Shiloff. I think that's about as much time as we have. And next week on this amazing show, Perfectly Sane, Perfectly Sane, we discuss... Producer? Oh, right. Monkeys go bananas for banana-shaped shoes. Bye!
In the next 30 minutes, you'll get a second one for free. And if you solve one of the Rubik's Cubes, you'll get a third one.
Chlorophyll absorbs several of those light waves from that visible spectrum, but it doesn't absorb the green
Just get through this
Feet.
part. So I had to so we're gonna need you to do dum dum dum.
Huh?
We need you
Oh, okay.
with your dum dum dums.
Bum bum boom.